All right, guys. So here's the recap that y'all been waiting for. So first, let's talk about the inside of the truck, man. As far as comfortability wise, this big ass truck is very comfortable. It's really comfortable. Like I said, I have the futon on the bottom. I've slept in the top bunk once since I've been in this truck. Well, no, not including going to orientation, but for this full week that I've been out, I've slept up there once, not including orientation. After that, I've been home every day. So yeah, man, like I said, it's pretty comfortable in here. The seat, the Legacy seat, man, is amazing. I recommend it to anybody. I bought it from Freightliner for $800. If you want to get something similar, see, I got the Legacy emblem right there. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the outside of the truck. I said I got my refrigerator over there, microwave. I don't have any of that hooked up, to be honest with you. I just sitting there because I was planning to run this truck a little more regional, like, you know, be out. I was gonna leave my house Monday, come back Thursday, and be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But with the issues that I've been having, I couldn't really do that. So let's talk about the issues that I've been having. So first, let's talk about my oil pressure sensor. So my oil pressure sensor, whenever I do like 62 miles per hour or higher, my oil light will come on and my engine shutdown light will come on. So when that first happened the first time, I went ahead and bought a new oil pressure sensor, put it on there, and in the little pin, the connector of that oil pressure sensor right here, there was oil in there. So oil had already came through the oil pressure sensor and it went all in down to the wiring harness. So they call that oil intrusion. And pretty much I may have to replace my whole truck wiring harness because all that, everything hooked up, eventually leads down to the ECM. So with that issue going on, anytime I go over 62 miles per hour, so pretty much 63 miles per hour and up, the truck will throw the engine light, not the engine light, the oil light, and the engine shutdown light with the buzzer and all that crap. So I did clean that pin out yesterday real good. There was still oil in there when I shot some brake cleaner into each little pin, and then I let the pin sit out overnight. I didn't even try to go over 62 today or 63. Honestly, I just been cruising at 60. Like I said, I'm driving in a 70 to 80 mile radius of my house. Not really in that big of a rush. So that was one issue that I've been having. But let's talk about Monday, man. So Monday, when I first got out on the road, when I was told the turbo was bad, I took the turbo. Well, I came back to the shop. The shop was like, hey, we can't get to the turbo today. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, I'm already under a load, so it needs to be done. So I caught myself taking this damn turbo off myself. And if I tell y'all, man, y'all see the damn thumbnail, I took this turbo off, and this oil return line down here, this little gasket part right there, I didn't have that. Didn't think anything of it. And if I tell you, man, this whole side of the truck, all this, you can still see it down here, over here, all inside the fender well was full of oil, man. I literally almost blew my engine on my first run. Once I threw everything on and, you know, tightened everything off, it seemed like everything was good. You know, I sat here and waited a few minutes. I thought I saw a drip or two, but, you know, I didn't think nothing of it. Hopped on the road Monday night, and yeah, man, I just started, every time somebody was passing me, it was like their headlights was like they was passing fog. Like, why the hell are they passing fog? And in front of my headlights is clear. So I ended up pulling over at another truck stop at the Pilot, and that's when I realized, like, when I popped the hood, man, even before I popped the hood, I had just, like, everything was just covered in oil. I'm talking about, you can still see the residue down here. So I had to make a phone call. I got the gasket to me. The gasket was fucking 95 cents for that gasket. So got it to me, took everything out, changed it back, threw some more oil in there, and we was good to go. And then, like I said, once I got on the road, what happened? One of these clamps blew. I think it was this clamp right here. This clamp ended up blowing. Soon after I put all this back together, I got on the highway. I'll probably say 2 miles from where I had just originally fixed this issue, this clamp blew. So I had to replace this clamp, calling around to different loves and stuff, because by this time, it's like 10 o'clock at night. So once that clamp blew, I called a couple loves. Two of them said they had it. I went to the first one, which was right across the Louisiana borderline, and the clamp that they gave me was too small. So I had to come back into Texas. But when I left that first Love's, ended up getting pulled over. So yeah, that was Which, I mean, the cop was real cool. He was just saying, you know, hey, because I was in a vehicle, I wasn't in the truck. He was like, hey, you know, I came out of the truck entrance. He ran everything. I told him I'm a truck driver. You know, my truck is at the welcome center. I got some issues, you know. So he was pretty cool. You know, he let us go. Go into Beaumont, get the correct clamp, which was this one right here. Good to go. So we drove in. I think that probably night, I think I drove to about 1 o'clock that morning. And the load I was on had to be there at 8 o'clock. No, I drove until 3 o'clock in the morning. Or something. I don't know. I drove until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was only able to get like 3 hours of sleep before I had to get back up, try to make the load that load delivery. So I delivered that load in New Orleans. Picked up another load out of Baton Rouge, which delivered 4 minutes from my house in Beaumont. So after I made that delivery, now mind you, this boot right here had been at the time, the boot wasn't replaced, but the clamps were, which was these two clamps right here. So I get by my house, I make the delivery, and it was okay. I actually had to unload the truck my damn self because the person didn't have a helper. It was a 28 porta potties on the back of the trailer, so I pushed them to the end of the trailer. You know what I'm saying? And hey, got it off the truck so I can go home. So once I got on the highway, this boot blew. So I had to I already had the boots. Yeah, I already had the boots, and I had the clamps already. I just hadn't got around to putting it on. So once that one blew, I ended up replacing both of the boots and the clamps, and then we was good to go. I think for the most part that was pretty much my main issues. And then also on Monday I had a flat tire. So one of my it was on this side. One of my valve stems, which was a brand new valve stem at that, had I guess it somehow got messed up or whatever. Y'all can see, man, I got oil and stuff all back here. I haven't gotten around to washing the truck yet. But yeah, so this tire right here, which I could have sworn I saw a nail in it, but when they checked it, there was no nail, but the valve stem was leaking, so that's why that tire was flat. So I had to pay to get that replaced. And yeah, as far as my breakdowns, I think that's all it was. And then on top of replacing the oil pressure sensor, I also went ahead and replaced my boost sensor. So the boost sensor's right here, these two little screws, and I mean, hey, it's off. Put the new one on, you're good to go. Oil pressure sensor is right here. You know, you take the connector off, unscrew which socket, you pull it off, put the new one on, tighten it up, and then you put you know, you connect it back in. So I did those, and yeah, man, it wasn't too bad. You know, that first day was a hell of a day, because like I said, I had to replace the turbo myself, so I took all this stuff off the truck myself. I did have a helping hand, but they wasn't as helpful, but I mean, they was helpful. So new turbo, and then on top of the new turbo, when I took it back, the old one back to Freightliner, which the turbo has a warranty, the way they do their warranty, they have to send the original part back, and you have to pretty much buy the new part, and it could take up to 90 days to determine if that part that they gave you at first was actually defective or not. So yeah, I had to buy a whole new turbo all over again, so that was another $1,500 gone down the drain. And I mean, I guess we pretty much got to sit back and wait to see, you know, if I'm gonna get my money back, or if they're just gonna give me the old turbo back or something. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I had to replace the two boots, all 4 clamps. Had to replace this clamp. Had to replace the turbo. I lost all my oil, and I had to replace a 95-cent gasket over there. I think that was mostly it, and all that happened on Monday. That was the first day. The second day was only this boot right here and this clamp. And I don't know if I had told you I had a loud whistling sound coming from my truck. Well, once I replaced that top boot, that whistling sound was gone. So now I'm on a mission now to where every week when I get paid, I'm going to be replacing something on the truck, whether it's a boot, a gasket, or something. So as of right now, my next thing I wanted to replace is this hose right here. But when I call Freightliner, they're saying that hose is on back order, so pretty much I won't be getting that from Freightliner. So I'm gonna have to be looking, find out where else I can order this particular hose right here. So let me go ahead and close all this up, man. Get into the car, and then we'll go ahead and finish up about me dealing with the brokers and stuff like that. Y'all hang tight. All right, so truck and trailer. for the most part, I mean, you know, we're okay. But obviously, the more I drive the truck, the more I'm noticing things. I will tell y'all that sliding these tandems actually isn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I just pulled this lever up, so when the pins are locked in, this lever is down to the right, and then when you want to raise it up, you move it to the left. And I mean, the pins, they just go in, man. You know, you don't have no issues. Surprisingly, like I said, I actually like that. For the guys that want to know how much I spent for my truck and trailer, like I said, y'all should have already seen the asking price for the truck. You should have already seen the asking price for the trailer. So for Big Daddy, the classic, I spent $12,000. I bought this truck for $12,000. And for the truck, I mean the trailer, I bought the trailer for $13,000. Did I overpay for the trailer? Yes, I did. When I reached out to the person that owned this trailer, you know, I asked him a lot of questions and stuff. He did have to fix a couple things for me. And, you know, when I finally got to him to really negotiate, he was kind of firm on his price. I mean, he took off $500. And, you know, once he hit me with that, oh, the market this, honestly, I got mad. I don't give a fuck about no damn market, you know. The trailer, honestly, I wanted to pay him $10 for the trailer. And only because it has the side skirts on it is what I wanted to pay for it. You know, but I mean, hey, I got the trailer now. So with me paying the $13,000, that alleviates me having to pay a $400 trailer rental fee from the company that I'm at now. So the company I'm with now, they don't have drive-ins yet, but apparently they got some ordered, and they'll be in sometime this year. But yeah, to rent a reefer, because honestly, if I would have went to them without my own trailer, I would have got a reefer and I would have just pulled all drive-in loads. I don't like reefer, I'm just being honest with y'all. I would have pulled all drive-in loads. But like I said, I paid $12,000 for Big Daddy. I paid $13,000 for the trailer. So when you do the math on that, that's $25,000 in equipment. And my week is already over with now. So I mean, granted, I can pull another load Monday, which I'm going to, but I'm just probably gonna hold that load over to the next pay period when it starts on Tuesday, because the pay period is pretty much from Tuesday to Monday. So I grossed my week out at $4,125. I'm okay with that. Honestly, my goal is to make gross $4K a week, and I can bring home between $2,500 $2,700 a week. I spent $440 in fuel. I fueled up Monday, and it's pretty much lasted me until today. So come Monday morning when I get my next load, I will be fueling up all the way again, and we're gonna run these short hops again and go from there. As far as dealing with brokers, man, twice I've had to get a Raycon revised. One because of the load I delivered that was close to my house. 5,000 pounds of porta potties. Ended up turning into a driver assist because the guy had nobody else there. I was already a few minutes from home. I didn't want to sit there and wait. So I told him, you know, hey, I'll help you unload it. But right before I hopped in that trailer, I called that broker up. Hey, this load is turning into a driver assist. I need to throw another $100 on top. Oh, $100? Can you do 50? I'm like, no, I can do $100. He was cool about it. Threw the $100 on there. Told him, hey, well, I'm not going to unload the truck until the revised Raycon comes through. Once it came through, hey, I unloaded the trailer. It took about not even 30 minutes to unload the porta potties. And the last load I just did today, I booked, was supposed to have been 11,000 pounds. I get to the shipper, they give me a paperwork of 42,000 pounds. And I'm like, oh no, this is supposed to be, you know, 11,000 pounds. I'm showing them the Raycon. I'm like, hey, this is where it's supposed to be. You know, and they're like, oh, I don't know why I told you that. It's 42,000 pounds. I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and have y'all take all this off. I said, well, you know what? Hold up, let me call the broker. Now, mind you, I got this load for $375 to go 17 miles. I originally asked for 400, and he was like, you know, hey, can you do 375 so I can at least make something off of it? I'm like, fuck it, alright, it is what it is. 11,000 pounds, I ain't tripping, because I was just gonna go home anyways. So once I called him and let him know what's going on, he kind of seemed like, oh, they said it was 11, blah 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 type of crap. I said, yeah, so I'm not running no 40,000 pound load at no $375. I said, so if I said you can either give me $100 more and I'll go ahead and run it for you. If not, then I'll have to go ahead and have them unload it, you know. So he took him probably about a good 6-7 minutes to get back to me. He's like, all right, hey, I can do the 100. So the load I pulled, my last load I pulled today, 17 loaded miles. Honestly, it was 16, like 16 and a half, but 17 loaded miles. I got $475 for that. So, you know, $25 away from being $500 for about 3 hours worth of work, and that's including my sitting there waiting for the load. So, you know, I think it took them about an hour and a half to get me in there loaded. Only took me about 20 minutes to get to the receiver, and then it took them like 40 minutes to unload me. So, you know, a little right under 3 hours. Hey, I'm cool with it. I'm already back home. I'm at the shop right here that actually works on my truck. Because of them, honestly, I am in business. So what I did today is I went ahead and ordered them all lunch. I had some barbecue delivered to them, 3-meat plate barbecue, brisket, ribs, sausage with potato salad and beans, just to show my appreciation. You know, I've also had a cooler for them full of soda, you know, just to show my appreciation, man. I'm running a business. They're helping me stay in business, and the reason I did that is because a lot of times I've came and talked to them, or I needed something done on the truck, they would stop what they're doing to work on my truck, man. I'm talking about, like, they would pull people off of what they're doing to work on my truck. So let me show y'all this right here. That's the shop. The sun is not really helping, but they pretty much have a truck in front of each bay right now. And if I would have walked over there and told them, hey man, I got something going on, can you check it out real quick, they would say, all right, hey, go ahead and pull up behind one of these and we'll go ahead and look at it. That's what I like, man. Also, when I broke down Monday night, I called them up, and I guess their dispatch was not aware of, you know, who I was, which I told him who I was, and he was like, yeah, we can't come out. So when I got back Tuesday and I spoke to the owner, he was like, hey, I heard what happened, man. I was real mad. I got on my dispatcher. I told him, you're one of my guys, and so if you ever call in again, to not leave my guy stranded. You know, they offer 24-hour roadside tires, mechanical, whatever. They offer 24 hours. So when I called, and I was just calling to ask the particular mechanic a question, which I have their personal number, but I don't like to call their personal numbers at 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'd rather go through the proper channels to get to them, you know. So what happened was he said that next morning when he found out, he was like, man, I got in his butt. And I sent one of my guys over there to look for you, because he has 2 locations of like this, one in Beaumont and one in Orange. And where I was at, I was in Orange. So he was like, yeah, I sent them over there to look for you. And they said they couldn't find you. So they assumed, you know, you had already gone. I said, yeah, man, I told them I needed it done tonight, and they couldn't fix it or help me out. I was gonna find a way to get it done. So I like that, man. That made me feel good. Yeah, man, honestly, like I said, they do everything except overhaul engines. You know, my tranny go out, they can replace it. Rears go out, they can replace it. They can do anything and everything except for actual motor work. You know, so no problem. There they go. He's saying thank you for the food. But yeah, man, it's like I said, man, I really appreciate these guys over here. Some days they're real slam-packed busy. Some days, you know, I pulled up and they're just sitting back chilling, you know, and, you know, hey, like I said, they've earned my business for sure. You know, things happen, mistakes happens, but as far as what they've done for me and mine, hey, I rock with them. And like I said, they also charged me fair prices, you know. And he even told me, you know, hey, you know, if there's something that, you know, you want to get done and we can't get it done for you, or it's too much, you know, you can do it yourself. Because I mean, they've let me borrow tools. Shit, I've replaced stuff right there in a lot right there because I didn't want to pay them to do it. You know, they let me borrow tools, or they've even sent a guy over to help me, you know what I'm saying, and didn't charge me anything. So because of that, you know, I was very grateful of that. So that's pretty much my first week as an owner-op, man. Like I said, the truck, I paid $12,000 for Big Daddy. The trailer, I paid $13,000. That's $25,000 in equipment. First week out, Monday through Friday, I grossed $4,100, and I'm okay with that. And that's running light. My first load was 23,000 pounds. Second load was 5,000 pounds. The third load was heavy. I think the third load was 43,000 pounds or 42,000 pounds. It was a real heavy load, but it's only going 70 miles. I wasn't tripping on it. Fourth load, which is the one I pulled yesterday. Like I said, I was gonna take yesterday off. I posted my truck. Shout out to Josh, man. Some of y'all motherfuckers be out there talking shit about that man, and that man out there, he will help anybody. That's why I don't understand about some of y'all out there. But hey, anyways, posted my truck. I got caught on that one load, 1,000 pounds, man. I couldn't complain on that. So I picked that load up yesterday, brought it back to the yard, you know. Delivered that load this morning. That load was, like I said, 1,000 pounds. After that load, I did the short run, which was the heavy ass load, 17 miles, $475. And like I said, for a grand total of $4,125 gross. After all my expenses, my fixed costs a week are $400. I have $200 escrow coming out. That is under, I chose to do that. And with everything else, you know, I got owner-operator insurance, the tolls. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but the fixed cost through the company, and I'm using their tags, so their tag a week is $65. I am planning to get my own tags. Once I get my own tags, then obviously the $65 I won't have to pay anymore. So my fixed cost with the company will be like 100. I think it's 115. It'll be around 115 plus the $200 a week that I'm having come out in the escrow, which I'm actually going to raise up next month to $250 a week. The only reason I'm doing the escrow is because if I have a major breakdown, you know, something go out that's major, the company will front the cost to it to help me pay for it, as long as I do have an escrow. If I don't have an escrow, they won't help me, pretty much, from my understanding. I could be wrong. Yeah, so come next Friday, I would have $400 already sitting in my escrow. And yeah, man, so today is Friday. It's supposed to be my first paycheck from them, which is my orientation pay and all that crap. But you know, hey, they took the escrow and their fixed costs to where, hey, I didn't get a paycheck today. Not even. All right, so like I was saying, because I didn't get that, I didn't scan that one load in for Monday that I took to New Orleans. I won't be getting a paycheck today. Like I said, today's paycheck is supposed to be the orientation pay. Pay period is from Tuesday to Monday. So first week is being an owner-operator, man, own truck, own trailer. It has been a learning experience, a learning curve for me. Pretty much, my thing with the brokers, man, they're real cheap. They're shady, or they don't answer the phone. You know, those are pretty much the three things that I'm noticing. That's pretty much what I'm noticing. For the most part, some of the guys I spoke to have been cool. I spoke to some people that had attitudes. You know, hey, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. I'm not going to trip and complain over something, you know, that minor. So pretty much coming down. No, move. So pretty much when it comes down to it, man, like I said, my first week. Stop. So first week, like I said, coming down to it, it's been pretty decent. I reached my goal of 4K. Like I said, 4,100 is what I grossed this week. I spent $440 in fuel, and that's with buying my truck, $12,000, my trailer, $13,000. Both for $19.99s. So far, I have not had any issues with getting loaded. I haven't yet to have any broker ask me the year of my truck or my trailer. So I know that's a big deal for some guys. I have yet to have that issue. I have seen a couple loads that said they were food grade. You had to have a food grade trailer. Those loads are usually heavy, so I don't want to pull them anyways. With the short distance that I'm running, I mean, hey man, I'm just running regular stuff, just small, regular, general freight, you know. Not really trying to haul any tanker loads unless they're really light. Not trying to haul any food. I'm not trying to haul any water, sodas, beer, any type of fluids, man. They're usually heavy. Try not to run that. So, I know this is what you've all been waiting for, man. I done put it all out on the line, on the table for you. This is probably the most honest video I've made. So, if you have any questions or concerns, drop them in the comment. If you have any questions or concerns, drop them in the comment section below. you want to get in contact with me, truckingwithbigdaddy@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hey, I'll catch you guys in another one.